Hello everyone, welcome again to ARPRO Academy. In today's this video, let us discuss about some human life skills. It is really a matter of understanding which will make us a better human and which makes us understand why it is so important to have certain skill as a human being to be creative and become successful in one's own life. So let us explore that today. Before we proceed with today's video, I would like to have a small prayer. Hope none of you will mind it. The prayer goes like this: Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha. What does it mean, this Sanskrit shloka? It tells us that a teacher, a guru, a ustad is the ultimate person in somebody's life. It not necessarily a teacher is a constant feature. It can move to any individual. At some point of time, each one of you will be teacher to somebody else. Even a young-born child will be a teacher to somebody else. So it's a continuous journey. It is not that I always remain the teacher. When something which I am not aware of, anybody of you give me some information, then vice versa, you become teacher to me. This goes around in the life cycle. So let us understand human skills. Proceeding further, now why do we need to understand humans' life skill? That has to be understood. First of all, no doubt we all of us call ourselves as a professional, isn't it? We are all professionals because we are all engaged in a certain profession. We are all engaged in auto retail sector, or we are intending to get professional to join auto retail sector. So that virtue of that kind of a positioning of ourselves, we are all professionals. But who is a true professional? That becomes important to understand. Who is a true professional? Yes, by virtue of our involvement in day-to-day activity, we call ourselves as a professional. But who is a true professional? Let us understand that. A true professional, I would say, is the one who does the right thing when nobody is observing. Hope I am clear. A true professional is one who does the right thing when nobody is observing. That is the quality of a true professional. Let me give a small story behind it. There was a sculptor who was chiseling an idol from a rock of a stone. Next to that his work, there was another idol kept which was already finished and similar to the one he was chiseling. A visitor came there to see that site, and his interest caught with this sculptor who was doing this chiseling, and he was surprised. He saw already one idol is ready. Why he is preparing another? So he got inquisitive. He asked the sculptor where two idols are going to be installed. The sculptor raised his hand and showed to a place which was around 40-50 feet away approximately. He said, it will be installed there, he said. And this gentleman said, the visitor, to install there, the place available is only for one idol. Why are you making two? Then the sculptor replied, I have already finished this first idol, but as I finished, I found a small flaw of workmanship at the tip of this lips of this idol. So I am making the second one, he said. And that visitor got surprised when I was unable to find out that small negligible flaw at the close quarters of this kind. How it will be visible at that height? He told that sculpture what it matters, because when it is installed there, when it is complete installation gets completed at that position, nobody able to see this flaw nor identify. So why are you taking so much of pain because of that to make another idol? Then what was the answer of that sculpture? Very interesting. He said, sir, it is not that anybody can observe it. I too know it will be difficult even through a binocular to understand that flaw. But unfortunately, I know the flaw. I know the flaw. Whenever I come here, that small mistake will pain me. To get rid of that, I am doing another. What a wonderful story, isn't it? We can understand by this, with the statement what I have made, who is a true professional, isn't it? Now, what could be a best example I could share with you of the life skills? Let us come back to human life skills. What better example could I narrate rather than Arjuna, the great warrior, during the midst of Mahabharata, asks the Krishna, his charioteer, his guru. He says, Krishna, my mind is confused. I am thy disciple. Tell me what are. So this is taken from Bhagavad Gita, chapter 11, stanza 7. So what is Arjuna saying? Arjuna is requesting the Krishna, this war field, where there are a lot of relatives of mine, friends of mine, cousins of mine, and I am fighting against them. I am getting totally confused. What I am supposed to do? Guru, please do tell me what is my role. There comes the point, in spite of Arjuna being such a great warrior, a hero of himself, but still there was a lacking of small human skill, for which he sought the help of Lord Krishna. And he tells him whatever, that is the next part of the story. So let us get back again to human life skills. Now, let us go through this topic in an order which I am going to share with you. Meaning of the term, what is human skill, we will see that. Then how to acquire human skills, we will be discussing that. Then life skill education, we will have 3 domains which will be discussing in the succeeding time. Then why we have to learn, what is the purpose of learning, what its significance, and finally we will conclude. Of course, all this cannot be completed in one video, so we will be going this particular subject, we will be doing it in 2 videos. So today let us cover the part 1. Now, what does life skill means? What does a life skill means? What do World Health Organization talks about it? Let me read out that for you. for understanding. The abilities for adaptive and positive behavior that enables individuals to deal effectively with the demands and challenges of everyday life. That is known as life skills. What does it mean? How do we adapt? Every day it's known. It is nothing special that we encounter with new challenges, new kind of situation which we have to encounter. You cannot escape from it. So what are all the skills we have to those challenges so that we can easily overcome that one? So that is the content of human life skills which we are going to discuss today. So what is life skill education? We have understood what is life skill, meaning of it. What is life skill education? What does it mean? How do we educate? Life skill based education is designed to bring about change or development. This is told by adaptive. This I have taken out from UNICEF. Life skill based education is designed to bring about desirable. Very important. I am giving stress on desirable, because why we are telling desirable? According to the situation, my skill has to be desirable to overcome that one. Desirable change or development in a balanced in 3 domains. So desirable change has to be there. That is what we are looking at, and in 3 domains, as I said in the earlier instance. What are all those 3 domains? First is knowledge, cognitivity, which is from the head. So what does this head? It stores a lot of things. It connects with each other. So how does that? That is knowledge. With some learning, I do something. So that is one. The second is attitude. I have a lot of things in my head. I have a lot of understanding, a lot of knowledge, not of this. How do I apply? How do I do that one effectively? That is known as heart. That is you do from the heart. So that is attitude. To do, although I know something, my heart would not, will not give consent to do that. So it is effective. How effective we can do it. That is from the head. The third is skills. We have a lot of skills. How do we execute it? Generally by hand. Some people do by legs also. For example, in a loom, weaver might be taking help of his legs also. For example, a tailor with the machine. Nowadays, of course, that is not there. But I'm talking little earlier when they used to pedal down and stitch on the top of the table. So there are few skills which is done by legs also, but by and large, mostly it is by hands. So that skills which we perform, we are going to perform, that is by hands. So once again revising: knowledge, cognitivity from head, attitude effectively from heart, then skills, performance by hand. Why life skill education? It is a continuation to enhance capabilities and enlarge choices for development of needs and aspiration of individual. It is vital at a key moments in lives of young people to early identification of problem for intervention and support. Like Arjuna asked Krishna. So the intervention came from the Krishna and he gave him this answer which convinced Krishna to further take part effectively in that Mahabharata. Like that, this is important because the lack of life skills at a younger age can be identified and can be supported so that they become an effective performing human being. That is why it is required. Life skills. Now we will get into 3 domains as I said earlier. Today's part 1 we will cover only knowledge domain, that is from the head. In the next part 2 we will cover both your performance, skills and effectiveness, attitude and skills we will cover in the second part, right? How is the stepwise acquisition of knowledge from low thinking order to high thinking order? How it happens? Let us see that. Ability to recall, that is low thinking order. Ability to recall means we know something, already we have done or experienced or learnt it, and similar situation occurs, we recall that memory and perform that one. So that is known as recall of ability to recall. For example, to give an example, I want to drive a car, for example, if I say. So if it is a manual gear shifting car, I know at every time gear shifting, I have to press the clutch, shift the gear, and the position of gear without looking at, I know it. So that is ability to recall, because while learning driving, I have been told that, and I have practiced it, so I have gained the ability to recall, so that every time when I have to drive the car, automatically these things keeps happening. So that is ability to recall, what we say. The next stage of this gaining knowledge is understanding or comprehension. What does it mean? There is a given situation where there is no past experience. I don't know. Now I understand how to do it. What is the way? We acquire knowledge, skill there. So what is the purpose? How can I do it? This is the situation. What problem solving I can bring in? What critical thinking I can bring in? How do I overcome this one? That is the second stage, understanding or comprehension. What is the next stage? That is higher order of thinking, application. Whatever, while a situation giving, I am trying to understand that one, comprehension of that one, then I will apply that in that situation. That is higher order of thinking. So this is the stepwise where we gain the domain of knowledge and register in our head, in our brains. So what are the steps? Again, coming back, what are all the steps to acquire knowledge? Pursuer of life skills should be able to recall, as I said, lower order of thinking, what all that one, names, list, mention, label, match. So these are all some of the things which an individual will acquire, and by this acquisition he will be at lower order of thinking. Next, as I said, understand and comprehension. What are all? Describe, compare, distinguish, discuss, summarize. So this is some of the examples of understanding and comprehension. Alright. Then next, apply that knowledge. What I said, apply that. That is, we are getting into higher order of thing. How? Plan, predict, propose. And what are all the skills required to do this? To do this, get to this higher order of thinking, the skills required are problem solving, decision making, critical thinking, creative thinking. These are all some of the qualities of human skills required to get into higher order of thinking. Hope we are all understanding what exactly we are looking at, from how to move from lower order thinking to higher order thinking. So when we get into that higher order thinking, till the time comprehends at that level, it is one's effort. When we have to get into higher order thinking, it is we have to have gained all this so that we can acquire those qualities, the qualities which I have just said. Now, what are all the steps of recall? Already we have discussed that. Just a graphic demonstration of that. Recall, understand, apply, go to higher order of thinking. The responsibility of senior, the gurus, the teacher, the ustad. That is why in the beginning I gave that shloka, Sanskrit shloka. What is the responsibility in the society of senior people, like what I mentioned, is to bring people who are in the lower order thinking, to pull them, bring them, develop them to come into higher order thinking. So that is the responsibility of people who are already on the ladder's topmost step. So now, knowledge domain, continuing that again, I would say that what are all the order of thinking to get into higher order of thinking? What are all the stepwise? First is planning, predicting, problem solving, decision making, critical thinking, creative thinking, which we have said like that. This is the order by which we can get into higher order of thinking. So that brings me to close of today's part 1, wherein we have one domain we have discussed about knowledge. The next two domains we will discuss in the part 2. Thank you. And once again, reminding you all, please do keep sending us lot of suggestions, lot of your critical understanding of this one, and what more you want to get through this program. If you share with us those things in the comment, possibly jointly, we can build up more knowledge sharing. So we can also get in, all of us together jointly, who are in the lower order of thinking, we can slowly pull them to higher order of thinking. Thank you again. Be safe, keep smiling.